The digital battleground has become the front line in the war for truth, and Elon Musk is taking heavy fire for exposing corruption. Just today, Fox News reported that X faced a massive cyber attack, a clear attempt to silence revelations about Democrat-linked financial schemes, so consider the timing. This comes just as bombshell information is emerging about the misuse of taxpayer dollars. Glenn Beck recently revealed that before Stacey Abrams' organization received a staggering $2 billion in taxpayer money, they had raised only $100. No, it's not a typo. $100 to $2 billion. The establishment is panicking as Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, the DOGE, digs deeper into these financial black holes. We're seeing unprecedented pushback from media figures suffering from what Scott Jennings aptly called Musk derangement syndrome. When confronted by a hostile CNN commentator, Jennings didn't hold back. He said, "I think you're full of it." This is the kind of straight talk Americans are desperate for after years of carefully crafted political spin. Meanwhile, the evidence mounts that USAID may have been the catalyst for systematic corruption on a global scale. So as Elon Musk exposes billions in financial scams, there's another scandal affecting millions of Americans, the pain relief industry. Big Pharma doesn't want you knowing about Dr. Josh's turmeric discovery that's 200 times more powerful than regular turmeric. Just like Doge is uncovering hidden corruption, this turmeric extract uncovers the root cause of inflammation and switches it off naturally. While digital platforms face cyber attacks for exposing the truth, many doctors face pushback for promoting this natural alternative to expensive pharmaceuticals. Don't let them hide this solution from you. See the research that powerful interests don't want public at goldenrevive.com/NNN. You'll find it linked down below. Okay, so we've got a lot to uncover in this Doge segment on the raw feed of the Next News Network. Here is Elon Musk talking about posting the receipts. They want to keep saying that he's doing it in secret and blah, blah, blah. Well, no, they're making it very public.
Secretary of State Rubio has just come out, I think he tweeted today, he has accepted over 80% of your recommendations to shut down in USAID. Right. So your review and analysis was spot on.
Yes. So I think when people criticize, say, what Doge is doing, we say, well, which part specifically? Because we put all of the actions of the Doge team on the Doge.gov website and on the Doge handle on X. So we post the receipts. So it's like this action has been taken, this action has been taken. So when we get criticism, we say, like, of what? Which line do you disagree with? Like which cost saving do you disagree with? And then people usually can't think of any.
No.
So
it's transparent line by line.
It's transparent line by line,
which is quite remarkable.
Right. And so, and then with respect to the Treasury, for example, the two main recommendations we suggested, which have now been implemented, was that any payments going out of the Treasury, especially the Treasury's main payment computer, which is called PAM, things like Payments Account Manager or something like that, but it's like almost $5 trillion a year, so about $1 billion an hour, that the payments be coded with the congressional appropriation, and that there be an explanation for the payment. Very basic stuff. And just doing that, we estimate will save $100 billion a year.
Secretary of State Rubio.
$100 billion a year. Here we go. Here's President Trump. Well, we can play that later. Here's Senator John Kennedy. We got that clip too, but this was published 24 hours ago by the Department of Government Efficiency. On Friday, there were 162 cancellations of non-essential contracts with a ceiling value of $205 million and a savings of $90 million. This included USDA canceling a $10.3 million unnecessary contract, which ironically was for identifying unnecessary contracts. Here's the receipts right there for you to see. Here's what President Trump had to say about Doge.
To uncover is, look, the Democrats say that Elon Musk and Doge are overstepping their bounds. You're right. What Elon Musk and Doge has been able to uncover is unbelievable. Half of us did not even realize.
And stop there. Because look, stop there. You just said what he's done is unbelievable. Now, you could then add some, well, but what about the... He's found hundreds of billions of dollars worth of fake contracts, and I read them, just a tiny portion of them, the other night. Transgender surgery on mice. Hundreds of, I mean, the money they're spending on all of this stuff, the whole thing's a scam. And you'll find ultimately that the money that they sent comes back to a lot of the people that made those deals, okay? You're gonna find that. What he's also done is made people realize how many people should be cut. Because normally you go in and you say, all right, cut 4% of your workforce. He said cut 50%, 60%, 70%. That's a big thing. No, he's done a great job. And he's paying a price for it. You know, I mean,
he
didn't need this.
Threats.
He's paying a price for it, I guess. I don't know. He actually is a real patriot. This is something that's really not good for him, and yet he's doing it. But he's opened a lot of eyes.
Look.
Oh, yeah, he has opened a lot of eyes. Ain't that the truth? Okay, we've got a lot to get to. Here is Commerce Secretary Lutnick talking about Elon Musk as our partner.
Your
and we
agency.
listen to him.
I understand that, but who is in charge of your agency, you or Elon Musk?
Oh, give me a break.
Elon Musk is your partner. He's your partner in technology. He's your partner in thought. He's your partner in doing it. What President Trump made clear is that Elon is your partner, and that is what we'd like. You have the greatest businessman and greatest technologist in the world as my partner. You got to ask me, what do I think? Thank God I would have Elon Musk come and help me. There's no one watching this TV right now who, if Elon Musk said he was going to come over their house and help them, wouldn't like cheer. You have the best technologist and the richest guy in the world said, I'll help you. Come on. We want his help.
All right.
Here's more. Here's President Trump on Air Force One talking about Elon. Okay, so, okay, just listen.
Yeah.
However, tensions are high between your cabinet and Mr. Musk. How are you going to simmer down tensions? Does Mr. Musk need to back off?
Well, I don't think the tensions are high. Look, Elon's a very special person, and these cabinet people are special people. You know, these are very successful people, or they wouldn't have gotten, you know, they've attained the highest heights of government. And I think they have a fantastic relationship to Elon. And Doge has been incredible. You know, hundreds of billions of dollars of waste and fraud and abuse has been already found. And that doesn't mean they don't have a little bit of an argument here and there about something, or maybe personal arguments. There's not too many contract arguments. You know, contracts have been found. This is much more than just personnel. And we found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraudulent contracts, or very wasteful, but I think fraud. I think it's fraud.
There was just another plane crash.
And I think really the cabinet, for the most part, I think they get along really well with Elon.
There was just another.
As Trump said, he wants them to be partners in this mission to cut the waste, fraud, and abuse. Okay. We got a lot to get to because this interview with Elon Musk just dropped. But we also have this. Democrats are distributing bumper stickers calling for the assassination of Elon Musk. The left is resorting to political violence because voters are rejecting them at the ballot box. This is the bumper sticker. You can see it on your screen right there. It's being distributed. Absolutely horrific visuals that people are promoting. We have this also. Elon Musk 9 hours ago posting, "This is crazy. Terror. Multiple Democrat NGOs have coordinated attacks on Tesla dealership staff and vehicles. Last night, a number of Cybertrucks were torched in Seattle." Look at that. They are just destroying Cybertrucks. They're destroying Tesla. They're going to dealerships and creating absolute havoc. And this is just some of the visuals that we're seeing now spreading around. You're not going to see this on the mainstream media. They're not going to promote this this type of news or reveal this type of news, but here we are giving it to you. Here we have more libs of TikTok. This was just 3 hours ago. Elon Musk exposing massive fraud. 20 million dead people marked as alive in the Social Security database. Are those 20 million people still getting checks? Hundreds of millions of dollars of SBA loans given out to people age 11 and under. Democrats attack him because they want the fraud to continue.
8-year-olds. Why are the 20 million people who are definitely dead marked as alive in the Social Security database? Why were hundreds of millions of dollars of Small Business Administration loans were given out to people aged 11 and under, according to the Social Security? I mean, like, these must be some very enterprising 8-year-olds, you know.
And some pretty strong 150-year-olds.
Yes, exactly. As the president said, you know, we have an enormous number of people marked as alive who are 160. He didn't know the country was that healthy. Why are the 20?
Yeah, how ridiculous is that? Okay, there's some more to get to. Here we have. Here's Elon. He says he's just trying to make government more efficient. That's it. But you have to attack him because he's exposing their grift.
We're making good progress. I'm just here trying to make government more efficient, eliminate waste and fraud, and so far we're making good progress, actually. So our savings at this point exceed $4 billion a day. Mm-hmm. So it's very significant.
You think you'll wind up getting to $1 trillion?
Yeah.
Of savings?
I mean, unless we're stopped, we will get to $1 trillion of savings.
And that stuff can be translated. I mean, we've been talking. We had Russell Vogt, the OMB director, on earlier, through very rescission authority, impoundment authority. But I believe you said it earlier. It's an audit that will not gather dust on shelves. This is actually going to wind up with real savings, bend the spending baseline down.
Yeah.
Real savings going to continue as Doge cuts through the waste like a hot knife through butter. Okay, here's more. The Blaze posted this 3 hours ago. Most of the federal spending is entitlements. That's the mechanism by the Democrats attract. Oh, this is good.
Also, entitlement spending, you know, which is most of the federal spending is entitlements. That's like the big one to eliminate. Is that's the sort of $500 billion, maybe $700 billion a year. That is also a mechanism by which the Democrats attract and retain illegal immigrants. By essentially paying them to come here, yes, and then turning them into voters.
Yes.
So this is why the Democrats are so upset about the situation, because they're losing. You know, if we turn off this gigantic money magnet for illegal immigrants, then they will leave, and they will lose voters.
If you have president's support, he said so.
I mean, this is what we've been saying. Okay, we've been saying this forever. All the entitlements are like a red carpet for people to come in this country. And Elon Musk is turning off the spigot. Here is more on Elon Musk. They're trying their best to thwart presidential policy.
Enforce. It's like a permanent bureaucracy. I might add, it's a permanently liberal bureaucracy.
Yes, very much so.
And it doesn't. It's not a bureaucracy that necessarily enforces or implements presidential policy.
They don't. In fact, they try their best to thwart presidential policy. So the president is the elected representative of the people. And if the president cannot get things implemented as a reflection of the will of the people, then what we have is not a democracy, we have a bureaucracy. We have rule of the bureau, not rule of the people. And that's what we're trying to defeat here is the bureaucracy and have rule of the people. You know, and as you mentioned, the bureaucracy is overwhelmingly Democrats. So Washington, D.C. was 92.5%, I believe, voted for Kamala. So this is overwhelmingly a deep blue situation.
A deep blue situation in Washington, D.C., 92% voting for Kamala Harris. That's why the deep state is so angry. Okay, we've got this. This is Senator Kennedy saying Elon Musk deserves a medal.
We had a very good lunch this week with Mr. Elon Musk. He went over his methodology. He went over some of his findings. And what we talked about in that meeting was basically short-circuiting all of these lawsuits that say, in part, that only Congress has the authority to cut this spending by having Congress cut the spending. We're going to introduce bills to rescind all this spending porn that Mr. Musk has found. And that way, that will moot a lot of the lawsuits. I think Elon Musk deserves a medal. I think his work has just been breathtakingly beneficial for the American people. And it shouldn't be surprising. I mean, he's doing what President Trump told him to do. He's scrubbing the budget. He's getting rid of spending porn. We've got a $36 trillion debt. Everybody knows that. When you have a $36 trillion debt, you do something about it. I mean, when you have hypothermia, you don't strip naked and run in the snow.
Right.
And the Democrats, they just want to keep spending. The Democrats' favorite form of spending is more. President Trump is going to get these high prices down because of all the issues we've talked about. Not a single one is more important than inflation and high prices. Because when moms and dads lie down to sleep at night and can't, high prices are one of the things they're worried about. I think President Trump and us, we together, are going to try to do it by reducing spending, deregulating the economy and lowering the costs of goods and services, and rewriting the tax code so it looks like somebody designed it on purpose and increases wages. If we do that, those high prices will come down.
And it's going to take time, but the left is going to continue to say, Donald Trump's not doing anything. Look at how high the prices are. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Here's more. We've got just here to make government more efficient, eliminate the waste and fraud. So far, we're making good progress. $4 billion a day.
I'm just here trying to make government more efficient, eliminate waste and fraud, and so far we're making good progress, actually. So our savings at this point exceed $4 billion a day. Mm-hmm. So it's very significant.
You think you'll wind up getting to $1 trillion?
Yeah.
Of savings?
I mean, unless we're stopped, we will get to $1 trillion of savings.
And that stuff.
$1 trillion in savings. Here's Laura Loomer, 6 hours ago. Violent anti-Tesla protesters have organized protests across the country at various Tesla showrooms. Radical Marxist group called Troublemakers of Seattle, in partnership with the Action Network, scheduled multiple Tesla takedowns today. Here's some of the posts that she made, talking about going to Tesla showrooms and wreaking havoc. I mean, it is absolutely disgusting what they are doing. Sell your Teslas, dump your stock, stop Musk now. I mean, they're turning on him, and he was once their hero in the green revolution, right, with his electric cars. Well, the minute he starts cutting all the waste from government is the minute they freak out. Here we have Paul Zapula posting this. Hey, FBI, please investigate Valerie Costa of Seattle. She's openly admitting to stalking and threatening Elon Musk and his Tesla business. She's drawing inspiration from Luigi Mangione. She's a criminal, arrest and prosecute her now. That's what he says. Listen.
The world can put an act.
Val, maybe we could start off with a little bit of, can you just actually tell us what Tesla takedown is? Or
yeah.
It's not takedown Tesla, it's Tesla takedown.
Tesla takedown. Yeah, there's a website called TeslaTakedown.com, which is a website you can go to, get some background on the campaign. And it essentially is a map where anybody in the world can put an action up for targeting Tesla. And so I've been involved in that campaign, and in particular, planning actions in the Seattle area targeting Tesla.
In Tesla takedown, there's a spirit out there, which has already, as we saw with Luigi Mangione, there's a spirit which is very anti-corporate, very anti-billionaire, very anti-sort of elite. And Tesla takedown is also tapping into some of that spirit as well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would say it's just what I've noticed being involved in organizing in the Seattle area for some time, especially after the election and the inauguration. People were like, what do we do? We don't want to just waste our energy protesting for the sake of protesting. And especially in Seattle, and I would say on the West Coast, I'm sure it's true of many places, we're really far from the center of power in government. And I think as it became clear that Elon Musk was taking on this outsized role at the federal level, totally, I would say, criminal role nationally, we're like, oh, wait, like we can target Elon here because his company, the source of the majority of his wealth, has numerous locations in the Seattle area. And ultimately, money talks. And we've planned, whether it was troublemakers or partners that we've been working with over the last few weeks, have planned multiple actions at Tesla.
Val, maybe we could...
Yeah, and then they go and set fire to the Cybertrucks. Oh, man, these people are absolutely out of their minds. Oh, it's so sad. But, you know, we're here to expose them, to bring this information to you so you can share this information and support the Doge movement. And this is what happened on X today. It was crazy. Massive attacks on X. There were 4 attacks. The attackers are relentless. Elon Musk says it was so well organized it could be a country. You can see those spikes. That's a graph from the Down Detector website. It shows when the attacks occurred. So the first attack comes in, and they neutralize it, and then shortly thereafter, another attack comes in, they neutralize it, and then a massive attack comes in. It took them quite some time to neutralize it, and then a 4th attack came in. But here we have, here's more. This is, okay, we got the Elon Musk clip, but I want to play the clip where this is where he says about the cyber attack.
Today, perhaps. Okay, this just in, John, if you're having issues on X today, perhaps you are at home. I certainly have been today. Apparently, there is an outage, and Elon Musk now says that a foreign actor might be responsible for this. This is what he wrote. He says there still is a massive cyber attack against X. We get attacked every day, but this was done with a lot of resources, either a large coordinated group and or a country is involved. So some serious allegations there from the owner of X. Musk will be on Fox Business later on this afternoon with Larry Kudlow, hopefully.
Okay, and I have the clip of him talking about that very moment. I got to find it. I know I've got it here. Okay, this is what he said.
Today, there was a cyber attack on X today, which shut it down and may have been foreign sourced. Yes. It's a big story. You want to give us a moment on that?
Well, we're not sure exactly what happened, but there was a massive cyber attack to try to bring down the X system with IP addresses originating in the Ukraine area.
There was this
IP addresses originating in the Ukraine area. Now, why? Why would Ukrainians, or at least originating these IPs originating in Ukraine, want to take down X? Oh, anyway, we've got this too. This is what we're talking about, the fraud during the Biden administration. This is crazy.
GAO, the Government Accountability report issued by the GAO, the Government Accountability Office, last year. So during the Biden administration, which estimated the federal government fraud to be $500 billion. So just because that's not a Trump administration thing, that's a Biden administration thing. The report
$500 billion. Unbelievable. Okay. Oh, this is great too. Lily Tang Williams. I love this lady. Listen to her. She's on fire, talking about buying a Tesla. So you got people out there destroying Teslas, selling their Teslas, burning Teslas, creating problems at the Tesla dealerships because they don't like Elon cutting the government waste. But Lily Tang, this is what she said.
World right now. I am inside of my brand new Tesla I bought to support Elon Musk and Doge. Radical leftists are Marxist communists. They want to shut you down if you do not comply to them, if you're a threat to their corruption, their money, their special interest. You know, I could not access to my X this morning, the only free speech app in the whole world right now. So I'm going to go buy some more Tesla stocks and support them whenever I can. We must win as the free people.
She went and bought a Tesla just to push back. Here is Elon Musk posting this 11 hours ago. Here's a visual representation of the Social Security database. And it's a telephone pole wrapped with duct tape with a massive crack in it. Wow. It's amazing. And here we have this, Libs of TikTok posting this. Groups linked to Democrat funding platform Act Blue, funded by Soros, are paying people to protest against Elon Musk. Whoa, check this out. Here we go.
Yeah, I get paid to be out here.
You get paid to be out here?
Yeah.
Amazing. So some pack.
You really are getting paid for this?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh. Definitely. 100% I'm getting paid for this. Yeah, I get paid to be out here.
You get paid to be out here?
Yeah.
Amazing. So some pack.
You really are getting paid for this?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh. Definitely. 100% I'm getting paid for this. Yeah, I get paid to be out
Getting
here.
paid. They're getting paid to protest and stand out in front of Elon Musk buildings. Yep. It's all astroturf. It's fraud. And they're trying to perpetuate that there is some big, massive movement, but there's big money behind it because they're trying to stop Elon from draining the government waste. This is okay. I want to get to that, Glenn. What's this? Me trying to refresh my Twitter this morning. Yeah, it was pretty nasty. We couldn't get on X. We couldn't get to the latest information that was breaking across the web. But it's all resolved now. I'm sure there will be more attacks, though. There will be more attacks. Here's the clip from Glenn Beck. This is wild. Wall Street Apes posting. Glenn Beck reveals before Stacey Abrams' organization received $2 billion from taxpayers, her organization was only able to raise $100.
This was all part of April 2024. The Biden-Harris administration, via the EPA, handed over $7 billion of your money to a ghost called the United Climate Fund. This was all part of a $20 billion jackpot from the Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund. That was tacked in and tucked in so you couldn't really find it in the so-called Inflation Reduction Act that had nothing to do with reducing inflation. Nothing. Then the mask slips off. We find out that they were funneling cash to power-forward communities. That thing is tied to Stacey Abrams. No transparency on that, no accountability. It's just a shell. She had only raised $100. That's all she could raise for her own organization. In December, it was Project Veritas that caught an EPA official spilling the truth on this one. He said this was an insurance policy against Trump winning. Now, what does that mean? So all it was a desperate cash dump before the clock ran out. Now, under the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, they blew the lid off of this thing. The $20 billion was stashed at Citibank. It's being clawed back now by the government. It isn't incompetence. It's calculated theft. April 2024.
Calculated theft. Right before Joe Biden leaves office and Stacey Abrams, the beneficiary of all that money. But they're clawing it back. Here is Thinking Monk. What is this? I'm not sure what this is.
Department of Government Efficiency.
What does Doge do to inhibit cost of living?
Yeah, absolutely. So what Doge is going to do, the Department of Government Efficiency, is slash a lot of the federal spending, right? So what happens when
what
the feds...
spending is going to get cut?
So I'm getting there. 1 second, sir. So what's going to happen is the Department of Government Efficiency is going to slash a lot of federal spending. What happens is the government, Republicans, Democrats alike, spend a bunch of money that, excuse my language, but it's nonsense, right? They spend it out here, they spend it out there.
Be more specific. Here or there, are you talking about cutting defense? Because they're not going to cut defense.
Well, for example,
wait a second.
Well, no. Let me finish. Okay. $175 billion to Ukraine, first and foremost. That was a bunch of nonsense. So we're going to talk about that, but we also have a bunch of other things in the Defense Department, as well as a bunch of DEI departments.
Well, they're not touching, first of all, there are no DEI departments.
That's completely false.
Listen. Defense spending is not going to be touched by Doge.
Ron.
And when you talk about the government, what's the biggest expenditure government has?
Our military and Social Security are our top two.
And Medicare and Medicaid, right? Now, they're not going to touch the military. Are they going to cut Social Security? You're asking me like I'm part of Doge. No. Well, you're telling me that Doge is going to help everybody here, and I'm telling you, if they cut Social Security, everybody in here is going to get hit. Because these folks are going to have to pay for their parents, because Social Security keeps 2/3 of our elderly out of poverty. So tell me what they're going to cut that's going to make it easier for Americans.
I already did.
What?
I told you the $175 billion that we've sent to Ukraine.
Yep, and that's just one example. One example. Here's Scott Jennings.
$1 billion that I have an idea for them. Why don't they cut the $15 billion that Musk has received in federal funding? I mean, if
what would
he
you like
cares,
to cut specifically?
I would.
Him rescuing our astronauts, giving internet to Ukraine.
No, wait, no. He's not rescuing our.
Hold on. So Elon's programs are fine, but everybody else's programs.
No, she said she wants to cut him out of the government. He does a lot of important things. I'm just asking what you want to get rid of. We need a space program, I think.
We're not talking about a space program. I'm talking about how Elon Musk, the wealthiest person in the world, is in the federal government making decisions about grants and about funding whenever he benefits from those things. He has people in a number of government agencies, yes, it is true, including the FBI, in order to find ways to gain grants and to make more money. And are you okay with that? Is that something you're okay with?
Well,
you're for cutting.
I think
but you're not for cutting.
I think you're full of it.
Yeah. More mindless rhetoric from the rabid leftists. Here's Charlie Kirk schooling some students on why Doge isn't a pyramid scheme.
That is. So my real thing is, how is Doge not a pyramid scheme when it's essentially being a department that is being hiring federal workers to take money away from other federal workers, which is thus creating a strain on the Social Security?
You do know the workers for Doge are working for free, right?
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
They're all volunteers.
Okay, valid. All right.
And do you know about the Doge dividend?
Yeah. You can tell the crowd though. You're more welcome.
Tell me about the Doge dividend.
I'm waiting for you to finish your part, sir.
So for example, when we say $40 million on improving the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants, $520 million on ESG consulting, $47 million on learning outcomes in Asia, President Trump's plan is to send every single person in this audience a $5,000 check. Get the money back in your pocket.
Yeah, that's a bunch of hoopla.
Well, that's the plan. We'll see. You see, the money is actually not a pyramid scheme. It's the largest and most ambitious taxpayer refund plan in the history of the country.
I'm sure that guy's going to love it when his check shows up. He'll be singing a very different tune. Check this out. Here's with Kyle Becker. This is a Doge protester making Elon Musk's case for him.
Even more egregious when you wake up or when you're on your weekend and you get the fork in the road message, or you get the subsequent 5 bullets. Hey, what the hell did you do, you lazy federal worker, this week? How frightening is it that someone on X, the owner of X, speaks to you directly to say, what did you do last week at work? And if you don't answer, I am going to fire you. But even more egregious, the president comes out, the most powerful person in the land, and endorses that message. How do you think that makes federal workers feel? When you wake
How does it make you feel? I don't know. You're still wearing a mask, honey, so clearly you've got some serious issues going on. Here we have, this is David Harris Jr. talking about USAID as the catalyst of corruption with Mike Benz.
Was not to do anything about it. Wow, I gotta go. This is amazing. I need to have you back on really soon, Mike, but really quickly, if you can tell me in 15 or 20 seconds, has every past president for the last 20 years known about this corruption with USAID and just chose not to do anything about it?
Well, most of them are on the take. Joe Biden was the head of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, which directly oversees USAID. USAID was funding Burisma. USAID gave money to Burisma and had a formal partnership agreement with Burisma. Barack Obama's mother worked for USAID. And the Bush family runs right through it. Bush's, Vice President Dick Cheney, Liz Cheney worked for USAID. They're all in on it. And this is the reason that the Trump revolution was so revolutionary. It's because it defeated both sides of the USAID snake. And now we're going to see just exactly how the snake bites back when it's cornered.
I wonder if all of the lawfare and the everything that they threw at President Trump in his first term, the Russiagate, the collusion, all the stuff. I wonder if that was just to try to keep him on his heels enough to not look at USAID. But
wait, but that was a USAID thing
Mike
too.
Pence, appreciate you.
Can I say this one thing real quick? No, I have to say this.
Yes.
Okay. USAID funded a group called the OCCRP. Everyone can look this up. They paid $20 million to a group of hit piece journalists who turned around and dug up dirt on Rudy Giuliani and then used that as the basis to impeach the sitting president, Donald Trump, in 2019.
Yeah. That's how bad this is. And the corruption runs so deep. And that's why you have people freaking out, trying to fight back, protesting, burning Tesla facilities down. I mean, the guy's just trying to make the government efficient. But yet they're attacking X. What do we have here? Representative Richard Hudson, House Democrats will do anything to defend waste, fraud, and abuse of your tax dollars. They even want to shut down the government over it. It's ridiculous. The American people gave us a mandate, and our CR ensures President Trump can continue to deliver. Let's listen.
Abuse so strong. Well, Hakeem Jeffries, the Democrat leader, came out against the bill before we published the bill. He has positioned the Democrats in Congress. Basically what they're saying is we're going to shut down the government to make sure that we can continue to waste your taxpayer dollars. We want to defend waste, fraud, and abuse so strongly that we are willing to shut down the government. It's a silly position, and the American people are with President Trump. Well, Hakeem Jeffries, the Democrat.
We are with President Trump, and we're so happy that everything's happening. And we're going to continue to support President Trump. We're going to continue to support Doge. Little side note, though, like this kind of hit me on a personal level. One of my friends who works inside government, I saw a post that he made talking about how his part of where he works is on the chopping block, and he's been working inside one of these agencies for 25 years. And I sit here and I champion these cuts, and I recognize that these cuts need to be made, but there are real people who've done good work that their lives are being totally upended by this. So we can't forget the human element, but we also have to remember that the government has grown so big and so bloated that a lot of these things are not even necessary. And it's unfortunate that there are real people that are going to be affected by this. And I just hope that they can recalibrate and they can retool and they can find employment elsewhere if, in fact, their departments are cut. So, just say a prayer for those folks who are being affected, and that, we can find a balance between government waste and what's happening in these real people's lives. I know maybe you guys are gonna troll me, or you're gonna drag me in the comments for saying this, but we do have to remember there are actual human lives of people who work in these government buildings that are not going to have jobs anymore. So it's wild. But let's listen to what Marjorie Taylor Greene had to say real quick.
It is being used. The American people's money has truly been stolen through an incredible amount of fraud and all types of improper payments. This was actually the first hearing I held, which I think sounded super boring to a lot of people because it was Medicare and improper payments. But the things that they've discovered is how Social Security numbers have been used, and these are for dead people that are over 115 years old. And how basically criminals have been able to take these Social Security numbers, and we're able to get things like small business loans. We're able to get all types of money taken from federal government programs and basically stolen it all. It's an extremely important part of this is any type of Doge cuts, we've got to work into our legislation and work into our budgets and appropriations, and that's a large amount of planning that's happening. I think what's exciting for the American people is this is very bipartisan, and this might be one of the first things that the American people could see coming from Washington, D.C., where we're literally talking about money that is being used in fraudulent ways and being stolen by criminals. And I think it's something the American people care about. It certainly has been like a #1 issue. Basically, the American people have been robbed blind, and it's happening through, improper payments, fraud, and a lot of systems that are just so old and outdated, computer systems that can't even work together between departments. Some federal government agencies and departments are actually hiring third-party vendors to hold their data instead of having their own systems that can communicate within the federal government. In the private industry, unfortunately, there's downsizing that happens and people lose their jobs. We're $36 trillion in debt. The American people can't afford it anymore. The American people.
I mean, she laid it out right there, but the pattern is becoming impossible to ignore. Billions of taxpayer dollars flowing through government agencies and NGOs into the hands of political operatives. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's following the money. And Charlie Kirk, you saw him educate a college student on why Doge isn't a pyramid scheme. The real pyramid scheme is the government funneling your hard-earned dollars through layers and layers of bureaucracy until they reach their favored political allies. The media attacks on Musk grow more frenzied as his team uncovers more financial irregularities. So ask yourself why establishment figures are so desperate to discredit him. Is it because he's wrong, or because he's exposing inconvenient truths? The cyber attack on the X platform speaks volumes about the lengths some will go to maintain the status quo. So here is what I want to know from you. Do you believe we've only seen the tip of the iceberg when it comes to corruption and government spending? Or are Musk's findings just isolated incidents? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. And make a statement with our exclusive gear at the Next News shop. Elon Musk, Ron Paul, MAGA Avengers, Next News, hats and gear at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. What are you waiting for? Support the channel. It's linked below.